Oh no, it's ruined. It's fucking ruined, man. Oh, I had it all set up and everything. Sorry, we go again. Sorry, that had to be done. How's it going, everyone? What is popping off? Manchester United 4, Chelsea 1. Chelsea are shit. Let's just have that out straight from the start. They are absolutely terrible. Yeah, from your angle, lads, how do we feel? Champions League football is back. We've won a trophy in the bag, FA Cup final as well. You can only help but smile, especially the fact that we've scored, more than one for once in the past, 3 months or something since the Fulham game. So, yeah, Sam. So, in fact, I'll go to Chivy first because Sam's. I know he sets a couple of things up. Chivy, talk to me about that game, please, mate.
It felt weird scoring more than one goal. We finally scored more than one. Like, that was weird.
Amazing.
But yeah, the fat lady finally sang. So it's official, Champions League. Third.
Sure, it wasn't Fat Frank.
Where's my image? Fuck!
Please get that up.
Hold on. Yeah, go on, carry on.
Yeah,
sorry,
Fat Frank. No, sorry, Fat Frank. Lump it, Lampard.
Yeah.
There we go. There he is.
There he is.
There we go.
Fat Frank.
But yeah, awesome. Finally, Champions League. We can rest. I mean, if you look back to how the season started, like nobody had this coming, and this is another reason why we should never have player of the season, manager of the season, all this kind before the season's over. It doesn't make any sense. Because not to have this manager in contention like that's. But anyway, we'll let it slide. But yeah, happy days, man. Happy days.
Yeah, I'll go to you in a second, Dave. Just got a couple of kind of stats that I want to read out. 40 wins out of 60 in Erik ten Hag's first season. I think it's hard to disagree that it's, I've got my shades on. I can't even fucking read what that says. Manchester United have won 26 games at Old Trafford this season. Only in 2002 did the club win more. So Old Trafford has been an absolute fortress this season. It's kind of in that regard, Dave. Our home form's kind of saved us, hasn't it? Because away from home, we've been fucking abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a really weird one. We have been very good at home. We've been pretty much just as good at home as like City, Arsenal, and obviously those two at the top of the league. That's where you want to be aiming at. But away from home, it's funny because you look at the table, you think, you keep seeing that graphic on Sky of like losing 7 out of 8 against like the top 8 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Top 9 it would have been probably, but then you think, oh god, I bet we're like 13th, 14th on the away form, but no, we're not. With like 5th or 4th. It's really strange. It just shows that like there's not that much in it between like how good you are like away from home and like you just like an only a few extra wins you'd have to get to be up there with the rest of them. So like I don't think we're that far away. The home form is extremely encouraging, especially if we can win like how we played today as well.
Mm. And the drop off from some of the other teams was obviously unexpected, but at the end of the day, you've got to do your job. You've got to get in there.
Every season, there's always ones you think. Every season, we're always like, oh, there's like 6 teams who could finish 4th, but like 2 of them are always shit, at least. So it's like it was just probably going to be Chelsea next year again, maybe Spurs again, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, speaking of other teams, let me just take my glasses off to read this statement. Come off, Jesus Christ. And we've got a statement from Mo Salah. I just want to read this out for you and kind of ingest this as I go through it. I'm totally devastated. There's absolutely no excuse for this. We had everything we needed to make it to the Champions League, and we failed. We are Liverpool, and qualifying to the Champions League competition is the bare minimum. I'm sorry, but it's too soon for an uplifting or optimistic. Mo Salah in the mud. Inject it in my veins because Manchester United are back in the Champions League. Fucking love it.
I've got a question. Was there like a violin playing behind him when he was...
Yeah. Type the world's tiniest violin. Just fucking, yes.
Sad violin playing there.
Yeah, poor Liverpool. It's all right, though, because he beat us 7-0. I mean, that's all that matters. The 7-up trophy. Get to fuck. Sam.
Yeah.
Happy days, right? Happy days. United back in the Champions League. Absolutely put Chelsea to the sword. Some of the goals were really, really nice. A couple of good cameos, but one person in particular, Casemiro. We said, didn't we, in the preview? He was like, it seems like he's coming back to how he used to be. I thought he was class today. I heard Bruno Fernandes got man of the match, though, didn't he?
Did he get it?
No, I think it was Casemiro.
Are you sure? 'Cause I got a notification on my phone from that United thing. Bruno Fernandes is man of the match.
On
I don't know.
Sky, they said Casemiro.
Oh, it was Casemiro.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I was going to say, I thought he fucking deserved it. I don't know why Bruno's got him misplaced about 1 million passes, but yeah, talk to me about Casemiro.
I'll start with positives. Casemiro, absolutely fantastic. Some of the passing was phenomenal. There was a couple of fantastic interceptions and tackles that were back to his best, and he scores a goal, which is a complete performance from Casemiro. I think you can't ask for much more. He defended well, made some great passes. That no-look pass, by the way, I don't know if you guys could see it from where you were.
Smoking.
But the pass to Sancho is a no-look pass. Like, he's looking this way and the ball, like, he scoops it over the top, I think. Absolute world-class, that. And got a goal, great header, complete performance. Positives surrounding Manchester United is really, really good. We can't forget the fact that Chelsea were absolutely abysmal. Chelsea are fucking
They are
awful.
so shit. They
Or,
are
like,
really bad.
some of the opportunities they had, I don't understand how they did. Like, that first half, it could have been 2-2 at any point during that game. Like, that first half, because of the chances they had, and they couldn't fucking convert. And then second half, we took over and just killed the game off completely. But, yeah, I was a little worried going into this game. Casemiro scored the goal, and I was like, all right, we might be all right here. Chelsea came back in, and I was getting a bit anxious, a bit nervous. But once that second goal went in, I was like, we've got this. It's in the bag. It's sorted. And to score 2 extra goals, absolute result. I'm loving it.
Do you know what was mad? When I was at the Bournemouth game, and Casemiro scored the first one there, and it was from the exact same set piece where he scored. And I was looking at it, and I was saying to the guy next to me, like, someone's going to get on the end of this. As soon as we're in, Casemiro comes over to the corner every time. The energy that you get from him, I love that guy, man. Like, without him, I mean, Gary Neville's just been speaking about it there. Without that guy, fuck knows where we'd be. He has been a saviour, and he's been unbelievable. And I can't wait for next season. If we recruit the right people, we get an absolute killer up top. Them games that we just seen there could have been 6-1, 7-1, and then, you know, it's in the history books then. So I'm looking forward to next season. Of course, we've got the Fulham game left, and then we've got the big final there. But just, I wanted to ask you, Tivy, about that. Look, it's all good beating Chelsea, but Chelsea have been slapped by a lot of people. Not to bring in negativity into this, because it's a great result, but were there slight things in that game that still worried you, though? You think when we're going to play something like a Man City in the FA Cup final, I thought there was a lot of areas of weakness, especially in the first half, that I saw that was worrying. And if they had a killer striker up top, they could have got a couple.
Yeah, lapses of concentration. A lot of times. Wan-Bissaka was a little bit too ambitious going forward today. I don't know, but maybe it's just, I don't know what it was. But then one thing I've noticed since was, like, we've been all right defensively for a couple of games now. It's just whenever we go into the final third, we just turn to absolute shit. And, like, our attackers just keep making terrible decisions. From Anthony, Sancho, Bruno, Martial, everyone. Just the decisions are terrible. The positioning is crap. Like, I really don't understand it. And I don't know if it's just a mental thing. Maybe it was the occasion for today. Because obviously we're playing. This is the last game before the last day. Like, so all the pressure's on us. We have to come out here and put, like, a really good performance. So yes, there shouldn't be any excuses, but I'll chalk that up to the occasion. But to answer your question, I think defensively we've been all right. It's just when we go into the final third, when we don't take our chances, is where we keep leaving the back door open for people to come in. So on 2 separate occasions where Jadon Sancho, there was one where he had the ball. He could have played Marcus Rashford in on the left-hand side, and he chose to go the other way. Chelsea get the ball and immediately spring the counter-attack. Now, and if they were half decent, they didn't even need to be top level. If they were half decent, that would have been a goal against us. Almost an identical situation happened again, maybe like another 15 minutes, where Sancho again does the same thing, and they get the ball and attack. And I have to give it up to David De Gea today as well. A few times he came, we called upon him. He was there. His positioning was great as well. There was one where Conor Gallagher was kind of like free towards the end. I was so happy with the way he timed his run to come and get the ball. But stupid mistakes, like stupid balls where Bruno was just trying to hold it.
Yeah, that was annoying. It's pissing me
See,
off.
I was just like, this is so stupid. Why? Like, do they not watch Man City? Like, they're so productive. That's
Yeah.
one thing about Man City that everyone just. But anyway, yeah. So we just need to cut out all the stupidness and yeah, just keep it simple. Sometimes that's all it takes. But if it's a final, you never know. Like Man United, we've seen this happen so many times. Like whenever a City, it's either one of two things. It's either we're really really good, or they come up against City. We're never just okay.
Yeah.
Let's just hope it's the latter.
We need to be much better than that against City, or we'll get absolutely slapped up. I'm not even joking. There was so many flaws and space and defensive errors that I saw in the first half that worried me. But yeah, look, we won the game ultimately. Two more negatives, Dave, I suppose. I'm not sure what's happened with Luke Shaw. Maybe you can fill me in on that. But Anthony went down, looked like a really bad injury, stretcher out the lot. Just chat to me about the injuries. I don't know if you saw much of what's happened to Luke Shaw.
He's a back injury apparently. He's a
Oh,
back. So
carried us. Jesus Christ.
So they've said, yeah. So they've said as a precaution they took him off. Like it's not he could have played on, but just as a precaution they took him off.
Hope he gets a good rest because he doesn't need to play against Bournemouth. None of them need to play against Fulham.
Yeah. Well, Anthony though, slight worry in it. Didn't look great. I didn't see obviously close up. I just saw him go down. Was it a bad tackle? Was what kind of happened?
I thought he got the ball. Actually, it looked like he got the ball, but it must have just been a follow through. I have no idea what happened. It happened too quickly, and there was too many people sort of in the way. I saw him slide, but he did get the ball. I think it was a clean tackle, but it's just coming together afterwards that, like, I think Anthony's ankle went or something like that.
I think on the way out, like he got the ball, and then as Anthony was going round, I think he twisted his ankle as he was coming round, and then he went down, and he looked like he was the sort of pantomiming it to get the foul, and then suddenly the pain must have kicked in, and he was like in a lot. He looked like he was in a hell of a lot of pain on the ground from like the video and stuff.
Well, after that, you saw Jadon Sancho go out onto the right hand side, Marcus come over to the left. Sam, what did you make of Sancho's performance? Because I was speaking to a couple of mates, a couple of people in the crowd, and they thought he was better than what he'd been. But I can't make my mind up because there were certain situations where his decision making, when he's given too much time to think, he overthinks it and just doesn't play the right pass. But yeah, what was your assessment of his individual performance?
We were saying off air, like while we were waiting for you and Dave, me and Chivy, he was frustrating the life out of me for the first sort of 30-40 minutes. He's making indecisions, like passes he should be making to say Rashford or place Bruno in or somebody like that, wasn't making him. There was a moment where he got the ball in the box and he cut inside and made himself a bunch of space, and you think, right, he's going to pop a shot off here, and he takes
That's
another
the opportunity I'm on about.
He takes another touch and a defender gets in the way, and then he takes another touch, and then there's like 3 Chelsea defenders just making the block, and you're just like, mate, you've taken the chance away from yourself. You made the space and you could get the shot off, and you took another touch. So he seems like he hesitates quite a lot and doesn't make the right decision. Then I thought in the second half, he seemed to play a little bit better, seemed to make those decisions more readily, seemed to make those passes more readily, seemed to gain a bit of confidence, seemed to sort of be able to get his foot and time on the ball and stuff like that. Obviously, Chelsea are absolutely awful, and he needs to step up his game against like the Cities and stuff like that, because if he plays like he did in the first half against City, he's going to get yanked at first.
It's his pace, you know.
Yeah, he's slow. He's so slow. But there was moments where interplay, 1-2s and stuff he's very good at. But his pace is not good. It's not good at all.
I believe though, when we bring in a number 9, regardless of whoever it is, if it's someone like a Harry Kane, I think that will instantly improve the attackers around him. I thought Martial, in particular, his first touch was so off today. Every time he got played into him, just like a fucking, he's got springs
Lukaku,
on his boots.
It's like Lukaku,
I was squinting, I thought it was Lukaku.
Yeah, but it's so strange because usually he cushions it, man. Like he is top level at that, which surprised me. Chivy, your boy, what's going on there?
Who was it I was telling? Was it you, Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was saying like you guys know me, I'm as Martial FC as possible, but like I'm really considering my membership.
Yeah,
guy,
bring him up.
this guy is really making me concerned. I don't know what's going on. I really can't explain. There's no logical explanation for that because it's not like it's a one-off. It happened in the other games as well when he was falling over the place. So I don't know. I really can't tell you what is going on. Thankfully, he got a goal, but like anyone could have scored that because it was literally just on the plate.
Vegas could have scored that.
Oh well, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that one. He's not even got a league goal
What
yet.
happened with Rashford? Did Rashford sort of rebound off Kepa? Then he scored.
I think
it.
so.
Is that what?
I think
Vegas
so.
would have
Yeah,
scored that. That's what Vegas would have scored.
He would have got that one.
Probably that one.
I don't know. I don't
No,
know.
the same thing would have happened because like Vegas' couple, he's got rebounds and he's latched onto like sort of chanced out like ones that have come out and the goal he scored for us. I reckon that's probably the one he would have scored.
Yeah. Well, Dave, you mentioned Marcus Rashford there. I believe he's got his 30th goal now, hasn't he? So first player to score 30 since Robin van Persie, is it? In 2012-13 season.
Yep.
Quite a stat, isn't it?
It's mad that that's taken 10 years for someone else to do that.
It is crazy. It is crazy. I know he's had a slight dip in form and go on.
Yeah, and in that time we've had Falcao,
Ibrahimovic,
Cavani, Ronaldo. Ronaldo came back as well.
Ronaldo. Like we've had like top. Yeah. Sorry, Dave.
Ibra got 28. Lukaku got 27. Ronaldo got 24, and I think Marcus just had like maybe at 21, 22, 23, and so was Martial. So it's like Ibra probably could have got 30, but he did his cruciate, didn't he?
True.
Yeah. Now this might be a hot take. But
sorry,
I
interrupted Dave. Sorry.
Sorry, Dave. Go on.
Yes, about Rashford.
Sorry, what?
No, I thought you was continuing your point. Was you not? No.
No, Nick asked you about Rashford, and I
Then you were coming back to it, weren't you? You were just gonna say something about Rashford.
I'm so confused.
Talk about Rashford, Dave. Talk about Rashford, Dave.
Yeah, talk to me about him this season. Thoughts? Can he do it next season? There we go.
Yeah, definitely. Especially with someone like if we had a good striker to link up with him properly. I'm seeing less and less links for Kane because I think it just levies an arsehole.
I'm going away from that now. I feel like it's
the one you started to hear sniffs of is Rasmus Højlund. That's the one you're hearing sniffs of, and obviously Evan Ferguson re-signed a new contract at Brighton.
Yeah.
The only one that seems to make sense is like Højlund, or potentially the noise had gone quiet on Ramos, but there were noises about that earlier on from Benfica. In case anyone else doesn't know what I'm talking about, but Højlund's the one that's getting noise. So someone like that who's fairly like all round from what I've seen, but I'm getting behind too, like good first touch, good at his link up play.
Yeah.
But like also you can hit him in behind, which is great. Rashford will definitely benefit from someone that giving him extra space to run into, and this 30 goal season's not a one-off for him. It shouldn't be. Like he's had at least like maybe the level of 30. Like he should be consistently getting 15, 16 Premier League goals, and I think that's very good for a winger.
Yeah.
Like we've had some people like Salah scoring like 30 odd and getting like 20 odd every season. That's just a joke because he's not really a winger. But I think Rashford can do it next season. Go for another 15 in the league, and I think we'll be all right. As long as other people are doing it as well, that's the problem.
Yeah. The only reason why it worries me, Sam, is I feel like he's this might be weird coming from me. People are like, what are you talking about? He's just scored. He's just finished the season with 30 goals. Like, shut up. But I do think he's similar to Heung-min Son in that sense, where he can be a bit of a purple patch player and he can drift. I'm just hoping he can kick on next season. Do you believe once we bring in the new signings, he can kind of emulate what he's done this year or even do better, do you think?
I think we need to take the pressure off him being our only goal scorer. I think it's not only bringing a striker in who's capable of scoring 20, 25 goals a season, but it's also make sure our other attackers step up to the plate and start sharing that load. Anthony needs to step up next season. He's had his bedding in period. He gets his excuses out of the way this season. Next season has to step up, has to start making those decisions better, has to start making those passes better, contributing to the team and scoring more goals. I know he scored a couple this season, but he needs to score more next season. if Martial's sticking around, I don't know if he is, but he has to start chipping in as well if he's staying in the team. Sancho, if he's staying, he needs to start stepping up, scoring goals.
All of them. Everyone apart from Rashford.
They need to start sharing this goal, like scoring load that Rashford has carried us throughout the entire season. Obviously, we're bringing in number 9. It's going to help tremendously, whoever that is. But everybody else around him needs to step up as well. Because if they do that, we don't have to worry about Rashford getting 30 goals. So say he gets 15 to 20, and then say Sancho gets 10 to 15, and then say Anthony gets 12, and then the new striker gets 15 to 20.
Yeah,
we're running. We're good. We're gold. Like we can win stuff. We can get trophies. We can finish first, second, whatever. We're in a good zone there where all the attackers are contributing, and that's what you got from like the best Liverpool team. All of them scoring. Salah, Mane, Firmino. They were all Jota. They were all contributing, all scoring.
Yeah.
That's what's happening at City. De Bruyne, Haaland's a freak, obviously, but Mahrez is contributing. Foden's contributing. They're all even Alvarez. Alvarez got like what 15 goals this season, and he's not even the starter for them, is he? So they all have depth and people who contribute to the team, whereas we don't. It's Marcus Rashford or nobody. So if we can sort that out and bring in a number 9, I think we'll be a lot better off.
Yeah, we need to bring back the numbers we had when we had Mason Martial and Marcus, didn't we? When they had like 60 plus goals, whatever it was. Yeah, definitely need to start contributing. This is something that's been a sticking point with myself. When your other attackers got the equivalent of 15 goals between them, it's slightly worrying, especially when you're not killing off games. Just the kind of last question. Champions League is upon us. We will hear the return of the theme song, whatever you want to call it, next season, Cheve. But it's all nice being back in there, but in order to compete, first and foremost, the recruitment, which we've already touched on, has to be spot on. But we can't be putting in performances like we did in the Europa League against the top elite in the Champions League, can we? Because we'll be out of there quick time.
Absolutely. Yeah, we need to. I mean, the game against Sevilla, like we just fizzled out. I really don't understand what happened there.
First leg as well. First leg, the last 10 minutes of the first leg, we fizzled out as well. Like we just gave him the game.
Yeah, but what I like about the manager now is, he's done a lot on the pitch and all that. But I like the fact that our players are becoming mentally resilient. I can see already that Luke Shaw has actually grown.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is what. Yeah. So this is what you could be as good as you want on the pitch, but if you don't have it up there, it doesn't matter. Look at what happened to Arsenal. So they, we're building characters now. This is what I like about the manager, and he's always today before the game when they asked him about if he thinks we're going to be able to qualify, or if we he said no, we have to deserve to qualify. Like we have to actually come out and want to win. When he's talking about the FA Cup, it's not about we're not trying to stop City from winning. We want to win a trophy.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So if we can carry on with this mentality, regardless of obviously we need players and all that, but I think if the manager continues to build these players up, build their characters as well, then there's no reason why we can't go in there and feel like we can win. Because a lot of times that we drop points, or like for example the Sevilla game was like we just let the game go away from us. We were always in the lead. Against Tottenham we're in the lead, against Sevilla we're in the lead, and then we just let it get to us.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I think obviously more players will leave. The manager gets more of his own type of players, and we have characters in the team. We have Lisandro, we have Varane, winners.
Listen.
We've got winners. We've got Casemiro, who's a winner. We've got characters, and Bruno's becoming a character now. Luke Shaw, I just love the way this guy has grown, man.
Same.
Wan-Bissaka as well. Like Wan-Bissaka's grown as well.
Yeah, so I love that, and I think if we carry that into next season, there's absolutely no reason why we can't go far. We probably, obviously, it's a bit too early to start thinking about winning it, but I think we probably would feel like we are there, like we deserve to be there. This is where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, well, it's what United should be. It's what we're all about. This is it. It's what we're all about. It's certainly going to help with recruiting players as well. Obviously, every top player wants to play in the Champions League. So Man United Champions League is like the perfect equation in that sense. Yeah, look, the last kind of question I wanted to ask you is heading into the summer, the transfer market is upon us. I'm aware we're pushed for time as well. So I'm just curious, the 3 targets you can go and get who you think significantly improve Manchester United and will contribute to our campaign next season when we're potentially playing 50, 60 games with in mind. I'll just go in like a bit of a round circle. Dave, I'll go to you first. 3 players you bring in this summer who I don't know what your beliefs are, what we can challenge for next season, but with that in mind, yeah, just talk to me.
I'm thinking in terms of what I think Eric's gonna do with the team. I don't think, based on who we're getting linked with, I don't think we're looking at the De Jong type midfielder actually. I think we're looking at like an advanced 8, which is why we're getting linked with Mount. We've been linked with Kudus and like that sort of player.
Yeah.
So I think based on that, we're not going to get that sort of 8. So I'm not going to include that just yet. So I'm going to go first step is Diogo Costa because I just think he's the best keeper you can go out and buy besides Alisson. I'd say a little forward, ideally, let's say someone like Harry Kane, but if not, Højlund because I reckon probably potentially the best you're going to get. But I'll just
Bit of a
I'll
risk.
say
Bit of a
Kane
risk, though,
for
isn't
this
it?
one.
With Højlund, yeah.
You could even get Kane on a free year after potentially as well, like with his contract up.
I suppose, yeah.
And then
what's priority?
you're looking at like probably another centre back because let's say because Harry Maguire is going to be leaving too. But I reckon you can massively improve the ceiling of the entire defence by getting another quality centre back in there. So it's 50-50 between Timber and Kim and Jay. I'll say Timber because that's one of that's been linked with him for the longest. So Timber, Costa, and Kane.
Nice. Sam, you gone for anything different?
I think Ten Hag is looking to change tactically what he wants to do. I think that's why we've been linked with Frimpong so often and so long. I think he wants to change stuff. I think he wants to go 3 at the back potentially and have wing backs and then have 2 advanced 8s like Dave said and play that way. I think that's what he wants to do. So I think that's why we're being linked with Frimpong because he's an attacking fullback. He's almost a wing back, isn't he? At times the way he gets up and down, crosses. He scored quite a few goals as well, hasn't he, Frimpong? I believe
8 goals, 7 assists for Bayern.
Which for a fullback is quite impressive. So I think he's changing things. So I think he might sort of do that, and then he's got. So I think Kim Min Jae makes sense as well because he plays in a back 3 as well, and he plays in that sort of system. So I think you might see that. So Kim Min Jae, Frimpong, and then we have to get a striker. Like there has to be a striker. Who that is, I'm not sure. Like everybody's saying, Kane links seem to have died down. I think Daniel Levy will play hardball, and I don't want a summer of chasing him for fucking 12 weeks.
No.
Offering him this, offering him that, it not happening, and I'm waiting till fucking when the season starts in August, September, and we still not got him, and we're chasing him, and then we end up paying 120 million for him anyway. And it's just like I can't be doing that. Go in as soon as you can. Let's go. This is how much you want to pay. This is like what sort of money are you looking at? If he says a ridiculous price and it's like not even negotiating, to just walk away. Just walk away. Don't even bother, because like Dave said, next season it can be on a free, get him for a free. Like there, go out and get the Højlund. Go out and get somebody else. There's options out there. I think we need a midfielder. I think there needs to be a quality number 8 in there. I mentioned Xavi Simons. I mentioned Chivy mentioned Kone, is it? Mauricio Mönchengladbach. There was a couple of other young sort of midfield, Agate at Sporting, people like that. I think there's players out there you could go get. It doesn't have to be De Jong because I don't think that's going to happen. So I think that's the way Ten Hag seems to be going tactically. He seems to be going away from what he's playing at the minute. It seems to be something different. So it'll be interesting. It'll be really interesting in the summer.
A strong statement. And Chive, what way are you going? If you're the scout, if you're the recruiter, what 3 players are you bringing in to potentially push United to maybe challenge for a title or maybe a challenge in Europe?
Yeah, I mean, if Harry Kane is going and the links with Kim and Jay seem to be kind of credible, so that's definitely a no-brainer. So the drop-off isn't too bad. We have 4, then we'd have like 4 quality centre backs. I'll definitely go in the midfield. Probably look to poach. I mean, if we're being realistic, maybe look to poach someone from some of the teams, like Onana at Everton. If Everton go down, we can get a player like that. Southampton have that kid Lavia.
City got a buyback on him though. He's from City's
I
academy.
think I keep hearing that that's next season.
Oh, is it next season?
Yeah.
I think that's what I keep hearing.
With Gundogan leaving potentially, could be an option for them. I don't know. Just
Let's get Arsenal written all over it.
Yeah. But yeah, just bargain. You know, just look for a bargain for once. But don't try and go and overspend. So that because we have limited resources, we have a lot of players we need to get. So where we can get a deal, I'll be happy
I think
to
we
get
get Rabiot on a free. I think.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I won't mind. I'm happy with that. I don't mind that.
We get
at
for
all.
free. If we get for free,
especially if like Fred goes or something as well. That's like
McTominay to Newcastle.
Somebody might leave as well. Yeah. So a midfielder. So yeah, you're looking at me. Your Rabios, your Onanas, your Lavias, and then we need a striker as well. Harry Kane, 100%. Now this whole thing about the saga, like it has to be up to him as well. If he
has to make noise, doesn't he? He has to make some noise.
Yeah. And if he does that, then he forces Levy's hand, because what's the point of, you're not just going to, at the end of the day, Levy's going to want to make money off him. And you'd rather make 70 mil off Harry Kane than lose him for free in the season, in the next season. So I think it's a realistic option. Apart from that, if we can even squeeze in like a second striker, like a cheaper option. So like, I don't really know too much about this Højlund guy. But we can go for him, or we can get like a young talent. There's that Gift Orban kid, the Nigerian who's like scoring goals for fun. I like his sort of resilience, and you know, he even made fun of Arsenal recently.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
it's like did he say it's like Arsenal don't want to win the league or something?
Yeah, he was like, yeah. He was
wow.
Like, yeah, they're not
I was just like.
Yeah, he's getting booed at the Emirates, isn't he? Fucking hell.
Yeah. Well, that's the kind of person he is. Like he's that sort of person. He's resilient. He doesn't care. He's up for a fight. So I'd like to have, you know. And I didn't even know Evan Ferguson signed another contract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think they're trying to protect the asset, aren't they? Because they know he's going to go eventually. Sure. So if you sign him down to long term, goes for it. That's why they did to Casido as well, didn't they? They signed him to a new contract. So
does Adam know?
I don't know.
Does Adam?
That's why he's not on the show today.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So those are my options.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we've got plenty to cover with the transfer window upon us. One more game left against Fulham. It's really a nothing game apart from finishing third, which, you know, what Ten Hag's like. He'll just be like, don't care, I want to win this game, finish third, finish
just
above Newcastle.
Rest people, please. Please rest people. I don't...
Yeah. Hopefully Luke Shaw's isn't too bad. Hopefully Anthony's isn't, because I could do with both of them for the FA Cup final. But ultimately, the Champions League football is back. We finish in the top four. We've got a trophy in the bag, and if we get another one, if Ten Hag pulls off something in that FA Cup final, that is a first season, lads.
By the way, I'm serious with my thing. If Vegor scores the winner, I will get a tattoo. If he scores the winner.
Please
scores the winner.
And please.
I'm going to. If he scores the winner, I will get a tattoo. Gosh. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Because
like the letter in Veghorst or an actual
I was thinking no, not portrait. I think I'd get like a Dutch flag and a horse. I think that's what I get, a Dutch flag and a horse
with a massive knob.
Yeah, and then like the date of the
Veghorst.
Yeah, Veghorst. Yeah. There you go.
Hung like a Veghorst. Love it.
Brian's asking Nick, what 3 players are you picking? And Brian, he's also said he'll donate. He says he'll donate to the tattoo as well. I'm gonna hold you to that, Brian, if it happens.
Yeah, we'll fucking set up a GoFundMe thing just to get it done, even if he doesn't score.
You're getting it.
Yeah, you're getting it. It doesn't matter now. Right, I'll lay it off quickly because I appreciate it's late and you guys have work, etc. I'm worried about the striking position because I feel like Daniel Levy is going to be a stubborn so-and-so for the summer. I think he's going to drag it out. And towards, like, I'm talking like end of August kind of business, which is just going to affect the whole season again. So I don't know about that. I think maybe they might talk to Benfica about Gonçalo Ramos. I think he might be another pushing option. I'm not a fan of Dusan Vlahovic. Sorry, he's got the exact same stats as Højlund in Syria. They've literally got the same output. So
I don't rate him. Don't rate him.
I know it's not all about stats, but yeah, Vladic's all right. I'll probably, just for now, just because I don't think Kane's going to happen, I will say Gonçalo Ramos. The midfield, I want Mason Mount. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I think he'd be perfect for us. And I'll take, just because I'll admit now, I'll finally admit the De Jong thing ain't happening.
Still owed whiskey, by the way. Still owed my bottle of whiskey.
I'll sort that. Trust me. Don't you worry.
It's double or nothing, wasn't it? It's two bottles.
Then we get two now.
Dave, man.
Yes.
Listen,
Thank you, Dave.
I will buy you, if you get a Vegos tattoo, mate, I'll buy you fucking 9 bottles of whiskey.
If he scores the winner, I'm saying it on the show.
We'll have to get a joint one or something like that. Is unbelievable. Yeah. I'll
get some bottles of whiskey to Crete if Vegas scores the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not coming back.
How did you get that started now?
Yeah. No idea.
And then I'll say I'm happy with the Wan-Bissaka, the rebirth of it. I think it's unbelievable how he's turned it around. So I'm happy keeping him and Dalot for another season. Both very good age profiles, and yeah, I'm happy with them. And then the keeper's got to be sorted for me. Keeper has to be sorted. That's one of the biggest pressing issues.
I don't think it happens.
It won't be. But I'd say David Raya, Mason Mount, Gonçalo Ramos.
Oh, I forgot about him. He's free, isn't he?
Free, yeah.
Yeah, they're the ones.
I don't think he is.
He's got 1 year left. 1 year left.
I thought it's up this summer.
No, 1 year left. That's why it's like 30-40 million they're talking about. So yeah, David Raya for me, Mason Mount, Gonçalo Ramos, because I can't be asked for the Kane saga. I've already been dragged through the De Jong mud. I'm not doing it with Kane. So I'll have Kane's my top priority, but if it's going to be a saga and Daniel Levy's been a so-and-so about it, then yeah, that's what I'd go for.
I'll say Costa. I'm sorry. I'll say Costa because United have been scouting him like all season.
Yeah, expensive,
I don't think they've ever scouted anyone as much as they scouted Costa.
No, he'd be my top priority as well. I just think financially, I don't know how
United's first pick.
For sure.
I think they're just waiting for budgets and stuff like once they know what's happening with the ownership, and we should be okay. Provided we get some sales in, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. Well, that's the last thing I was going to mention. Just the ownership now. You've got Champions League football. Maybe that'll push something for the people, the conspiracies that are out there that are saying like they know it's guaranteed. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if come out tomorrow. Glazer's like, we're going to do another round of bidding because we've now got Champions League football. So fucking park up, get your popcorn, mate. And we're ready for another month.
I'm going to chuck myself off the balcony if they want to do another round of bidding. I can't be asked. Stop. No. Just stop, please.
Yeah. Right to you, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you're tuning in now, tuning in later on. Appreciate it's very late. And thank you to the lads as well. I also appreciate it's very late. I'm just going to see us out with a certain song, which I think... I believe many of you...
Before you do that, something really, really exciting may or may not be happening.
Sorry.
Too early. Too early.
You need to do that.
Something exciting will be really happening next week. It's not almost 100% done, but not quite. So please keep an eye on the channel because I'm really excited. Nick's really excited. The whole channel excited. It's going to be fucking sick. So please keep an eye out for it because I can't wait. So
yeah, and it's not nearly done like Sancho was nearly done when we first tried signing it.
So here we go, Sam.
Not yet. Not here we go. Not here we go. But
it was a 90%. There was a thing. Wasn't that the 90% thing?
Yeah. Here we go soon.
Yeah.
Tamano.
Oh god, it seems like so long ago.
I've put the Fat Frank picture up, and Mike in the chat has just gone. It looks like Pablo Escobar.
Love it, Fat Frank, poor lad. He's got one more game left, Frank. That's it, and then you're done, mate. You can just piss off wherever.
Like a horse, you take him out the back of the shed and you just shoot him. You just fucking get him out of his misery.
Poor Frank. Jesus. Yeah. Make sure you drop us a follow on socials, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Smash a like in the video. This has been your review for the Manchester United game. We're back in the Champions League. We've got an FA Cup final to look forward to. Happy days, lads. I'm going to see us out with this song and we can all... See you in a bit.